What's up, guys, and welcome to Let's Keep It Real, a show where we do exactly that, keep it real. We will be discussing various topics from the smack heard around the world at the Oscars to gender norms and what it means to be a man and a woman navigating college life. That and more right after this. Welcome back to Let's Keep It Real. I'm your host, Kito Aruh, and I'm so excited to be joined by some incredibly gifted fellow COMM students. Please introduce yourself, guys, starting with Kelsey.
Hey everyone, I'm Kelsey Mead, and I'm really excited to be here to keep it real.
And hello, I'm George Hibbard, and I'm ready to keep it real.
Love that. Now, without further ado, let's keep it real with our first topic. So, at this year's 94th Academy Awards Oscar ceremony, Will Smith shocked the nation when he walked on stage and slapped Chris Rock across the face after the comedian made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head. Now, Kelsey, was the critically acclaimed actor Will Smith justified in his actions, or did he take it too far?
You know, Kito, I think he took it just a little bit too far.
Okay.
I mean, at first, he was laughing at the joke, but then you could tell, like, Jada was very apparently, like, upset. Like, she was sitting there, like, and Will Smith is over here laughing. And then all of a sudden, he just walks on stage and slaps Chris Rock across the face. And, like, there was a lot of controversy, like, was it planned? Was it staged? There was many conversations going on about that, but the whole world was like, what just happened?
Right.
And I just think you don't do that.
Right. So I see where you're coming from, and I was there at first when I saw it, but then like I just started to reflect a little bit more, and I was like, dang, that kind of was a harsh joke. I'm not saying he was justified in doing what he did, because I was pissed when I first heard, I was like, what? This is a joke. This can't be real. But then I started to think about it like, it's a disease that she has no control over, and like you're kind of humiliating her on national television. I would have liked it if he got up and was like, you know, don't say that about my wife. Yeah. But, you know, he just went up and smacked. And then on top of that, like, we all know stereotypes are a thing, and like this was like the most black Oscars award ceremony. So it's just, I feel like it puts like a worse stigma on us. So I feel like he has a obligation to hold himself to a certain standard in spaces like that. I'm not saying he's not human, because he is human, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very conflicted about this whole situation. George, let me know what you think.
It is a whirlpool of emotions with this. You do see this huge debate, which usually you see with a lot of hot topics, but this one, because it is black and white with two people going head to head, and I interview people around campus, and it was enlightening to hear what they say. And I do see the argument that if you had a loved one that was being made fun of, especially on live television, that you will be defensive. Right. But I am on the side that resorting to violence, that is too far. And personally, I feel the joke was not that harsh. It wasn't like he totally made fun of her about it. He just made some quick kind of flyby joke saying that she's going to be in a movie, which honestly is a very powerful movie if you watch it.
However, though, I think we can't invalidate the feelings of people. So just because it might have been a lighthearted joke to some, others might take it as like, you know, that really kind of hurt my feelings, because no one really knows what anyone's going through. But I do understand your point. To most, it might have come off like a lighthearted joke. Yeah. But if we look deeper into it, like, we're all going through something, and some things might hit us a little differently than others, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of want to talk about how you brought up the race aspect of it, because I've had conversations with many people, and a few of them brought up like that aspect as well, and they're like, another black man should never hit another black man like that, no matter the situation, because that's putting someone of your color, of your stature down, and you should never do that, especially on live television. So like, Chris Rock may have humiliated Jada and the Smith family with that joke, but Will Smith then retaliated and humiliated Chris Rock on national television and put him down. And that's something that you should never do. You know, I think there's a time and a place, and that could have been handled completely differently.
I'm still very I'm
very conflicted. And it definitely could have been handled with words, like in that moment. Like you could have had words, because he went on and won Will Smith went on and won the Oscar. And he could have addressed it then.
I don't know.
Whatever,
I feel like, because again, it was Will Smith came out with a book. It was titled Will, and like he talks about his trauma as a young kid. And I just want people to understand that like celebrities aren't superhuman. The celebrities aren't gods.
Not.
Like they are humans and they go through trauma. So that might have been a signal of, or it could have been an example of unhealed past trauma, because you know they were talking about how Will Smith and when he was a young kid, he felt helpless and he felt like a coward.
He did grow from the streets.
I want to hear
from Philadelphia.
your thoughts.
And to bring up race, I think it did make Will Smith look like he's a thug, but he is. You learn from his background, watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know he's from the streets of Philadelphia. So he did grow up rough. Now, he is a multi-famous actor. He should know how to propose himself.
Right.
But maybe his past little attitude just came out and showed Chris Rock what's what.
So to wrap up this conversation, I would like to just make like a last minute conclusion piece and then bring in Paul, because Paul is another one of our co-hosts.
Hey.
I want to bring his insight and see kind of what he wants to, how he sees it. But I liked both of you guys' opinions. I feel like they're both important. When I first heard the news, like I mentioned, I felt like it was really, it was just really sad, because we all love Will Smith.
I know.
Like Will Smith, like I grew up on Will Smith. We all grew up on Will Smith. That's why it was so hard for us to like understand why he would do something like that. But like I said, celebrities are humans and they're people at the end of the day.
And the Smiths haven't really been made fun of lately because about his infidelity and whatnot.
So I wanna thank you guys for your opinions, but I want to bring in my incredible co-host, Paul, into the discussion. So Paul, if you would please introduce yourself and also give us your insight on how you feel about the whole Will and Chris situation.
Hello, sorry, I'm Paul Schuhart, just got introduced. But yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot myself. It's just, on one hand, I think, like, where do we go from here? I think Will Smith was the third African-American male to actually win an Oscar. Fifth? Yeah, because I remember I was watching this thing about like a little bit of history of the Oscars and stuff, and so, it does leave kind of a stain on that, and it's just, it's taken us so long to get here, and it's just so difficult to kind of break, like you're saying, like stereotypes. It's like people already come with like this bias of how they think that we're going to act and like the way that we treat each other. And so I think that really just invalidates a lot of people's opinions, especially that slap. I don't think it was, honestly, I don't think it was necessary, but I just want to leave off with an idea for everybody watching. Should we support Will Smith? Should we continue to watch his movies? Should we continue to watch Chris Rock's films? I would like you guys just to think about that. So thank you so much for having me, guys.
I love you, right? You're amazing.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
So moving on, now let's see what APSU students think and if they can also keep it real about the eventful night at the Oscars, specifically between Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Personally, I'd say that's completely uncalled for, because first of all, it was a joke. You don't take a joke and then, because it's automatically a hyperbole. It's an exaggeration of reality. And I understand she has alopecia, but at the same time, 6 days prior, she stated that all she can do is laugh about it.
It's kind of conflicting, kind of complicated. Based on what I've heard from the situation, I feel as though Chris Rock deserved to be slapped. you shouldn't make fun of someone's medical condition. However, he also didn't deserve to be slapped. He deserved to be disciplined in some way. Maybe the slap wasn't the best way to discipline someone, sorry.
Gotcha.
But I don't know, I'm on Will Smith's side.
I thought it was pretty funny. I think the joke was funny, but the reaction, I think it might have been uncalled for, especially like in that setting, because it's a professional event. You want to behave in that manner. But a lot of people think he was justified because that's my wife, man. You're not gonna make fun of her.
But he straight up made fun of someone's disability, someone's medical condition. If that were you and you were married to someone and someone made fun of your wife, how pissed would you be?
After the joke he said about Jada Pinkett Smith, which was a very lighthearted joke, in my opinion. It was not something to get all up in arms about. So, and you can see after they cut the camera to Will and Jada, he's laughing. He's laughing out loud, like having a good time. She wasn't feeling it. She rolled her eyes. And then he walks up there and slaps Chris Rock.
George gathered that insightful insight on the Oscars, so thank you, George.
No problem. It was really lightning.
So moving on, now switching gears, as you can probably tell, we are college students. So I'm curious to know, what are the different dynamics between navigating college as an ever-evolving woman and a man? And what are the different perspectives that you guys have noticed from other people and your own perspective? And how has it shifted over time?
I gotcha. Yeah, it's very interesting because usually, I don't know if this is still a statistic, but I've always heard that with college, there's more female students than male students. And typically, this hasn't really affected me much until I did have one class. I had an art class where I was the only male in that class full of ladies. And it wasn't awkward or anything, but it was just very interesting to see that. Because typically, I usually have classes where it's full of guys and one lady. So I feel like maybe I got to experience kind of what they felt in that certain circumstance. And was it any negatives? No, I didn't say so. I did maybe feel a little alone because I kind of kept to myself more or less, but overall, I'm still comfortable of my environment and everything.
Okay, that's really cool. That means you're comfortable and confident in who you are as a person. Because I know a lot of people would be uncomfortable in those situations, being the only person of the other in that space.
Yes.
But Kelsey, I want to know your opinion.
See, for me, I guess it's kind of more so in the major that I chose, broadcasting and all that. I feel like it's more of a male world.
Okay.
And so a lot of my classes have mostly men, and I'm in the minority being a female. And so my experience in that is a little bit different than what you just said, but I think it's just because of the major that I'm in and the role that I choose to pursue in the future. But I wouldn't say there's any negatives in it. Personally, I kind of like it because I like it's less drama. Girls are so much drama, and being on a girls team, there's always gonna be drama surrounding when there's multiple girls, but I can be kind of like a bro girl, and so I don't mind being with the boys and hanging with the guys and all that. So there's been no real negatives or bad influences in that sense for me in college. So
yeah. I would say I have a different opinion only because
Gotcha.
I feel like my experience is very different. Being an openly gay black man, I feel like people don't know where to place me. So I feel like because no one knows where to place me, they try to they try to put me in a box, or put me on one side of the spectrum or the other side of the spectrum. And when I'm talking about spectrums, I mean I have to be either super feminine, so I have to wear makeup and dress up, and there's nothing wrong with that, or I have to be super masculine. There's no in between. But I feel like my perspective has changed, and people's perspective of me has changed because I am at a point where I am going to be me regardless. So if I feel like being really feminine one day, I'm gonna be feminine. But if I feel like being really masculine one day and just being, because more masculine energy is reserved and I'm gonna do that. But there's nothing wrong with having the best of both worlds.
Definitely.
So I would say that's my mindset. And I feel like being in college, I have had the opportunity to kind of grow and be more confident in that space or that mindset. So I cannot end this conversation without having Paul's opinion. So Paul, what has been your perspective on this issue? Or this topic, it's not an issue.
You know, hello again, Paul Schuhart, right back here. You know, I always feel like the broader world wants you to feel bad about yourself, you know? They want you to feel out of place, I think, so they can sell stuff to you. But I try not to feel bad about myself or about other people or judge other people, so that's been my experience. It's just trying to be open and to understand that I might be different and someone else might be different. Yeah, that's been my experience on campus, exploring other people, if that makes sense. But yeah.
Paul, thank you so much for sharing your experiences. Now, let's see what the greater Austin Peay community has to say and if they can also keep it real.
I present myself really lazy, always like blue jeans and sweatshirts, and people tend to look at me as like tomboyish.
I mainly just really dress in a way to show mainly that like I can express myself freely and that I don't really care about gender-wise, but I do dress more masculine because while I am cis, I just don't really care about gender concepts. So
I like to be more feminine. Like I like wearing all of the, you know, like the cute tops and the short skirts and the cute shoes. Like I like all of that stuff. I think it makes me look more feminine, although it's very funny to me because I am like an avid gym goer, so I have really big shoulders, I have really big muscles, I have brightly colored hair, and so I feel like it's very intimidating to people. So I think it's really funny to wear like all of the cute outfits and then go and deadlift twice my body weight.
How I perceive myself, I'll say I'm goofy sometimes with the right people. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, I gotta get to know you first. Can't just bring on my goofy side to everybody, you know. And yeah, I feel like I'm a nice dude, I care about people. I don't really judge off first looks. So yeah, that's basically how I am.
Well, honestly, like I just kind of wear whatever because, I mean, it depends on the situation. Like, I know me, I'm more into like the video field, and I mean, I see a lot of, I looked at what they wore and stuff, and they wore shorts and stuff, and I'm like, all right, you know, I'm just gonna wear shorts or stuff, and I don't really focus too much on clothing. Like, if a shirt looks really cool, I'll get it, but like, honestly, I wouldn't mind just having like all black or all white t-shirts, all blue jeans, because at the end of the day, I don't really care about how people perceive me because it's more about how I am.
I hope people perceive me as more of like a safe person to be around and just kind of, you know, someone they can approach in like a time of need or something.
I've been told that I'm really intimidating. I think it's the resting face that really does it for people. I think that's what scares people off. I don't know that I look very approachable.
Probably think I'm laid back, chill, quiet, but not too quiet, you know. I feel like I give off like feminine vibes, a little bit.
It can be perceived that what you wear is an embodiment of you and your personality, which is true. And I don't know, me, I'm just gonna wear whatever I feel comfortable in, and what I wear sometimes speaks what I am, but sometimes it doesn't. Because I don't know, I don't focus too much on what I pick to wear. It's more like what matters more to me is what's up here and what's right here as well.
So guys, I really enjoyed our conversation today, but unfortunately, we are coming to an end of our show with this segment. But this segment is called Who Tweeted It, okay? So this segment is where I will read a partial statement from a celebrity, and my co-hosts will be tasked to guess the rest of the statement from a short list of multiple choices that I will be naming off. Okay. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Are you guys competitive?
Yes, 100%.
All right, so let's do this, okay? The first tweet is by Chris Brown, and he
Brown.
says,
Ooh,
I don't know,
love me some Chris
but
Brown.
I think this blank is a form of population control. So what you're guessing is, but I think this blank is a form of population control.
Gotcha.
And your choices are COVID pandemic, Ebola pandemic, or war.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna go to George first.
Yeah.
I'm definitely buzzing in A. I think he's probably talking about the big COVID, because everyone was talking about that. I think that's what Chris Brown's opinion.
Okay. What about you, Kelsey?
I don't want to say the same thing as George, so I'm gonna go with B.
All right.
Ebola?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Kelsey, you have a point.
Oh!
It's the Ebola
George, if
pandemic.
you would have said B, I would have said A.
Yeah.
I can't answer the same as you.
50-50.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is a tweet by Kanye West, okay?
Okay.
And Kanye
Or
West.
Ye. Ye.
Or Ye.
Yeah.
Or Yeezy.
Man with many names.
So this tweet says, you can say anything as long as you put the right blank next to it.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
So what is blank? Diction, emoji, love.
Emoji.
Okay, I'm gonna go with you. What did you say?
Emoji.
Yeah, I'll be different because I want to say emoji as well, but I'll say diction. A.
Okay.
I like that.
Dang, you should have listened.
One, two, keep it
So,
interesting.
Kelsey has 2 points.
Hey.
Okay, but this next one is a 2-part question. Okay. So
Two-part?
you can still come back and tie this up. Okay. Okay. So the next tweet is from Chrissy Teigen. Okay. And
Okay.
it reads, "Hello at Joe Biden. I have been blocked by the blank for the last blank. Can I get a follow, please?" You guys, has it soaked in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
So
Let's hear the
the
options.
choices are, for the first part, Prime Minister, model, president.
Okay.
And the next choices are 10 years, 4 years, a millennium.
Okay.
What?
Okay,
All right, George.
I'm
so
gonna go.
George, you go first.
Just to answer the first one, I'm gonna go C, president, because she's talking about Joe Biden.
Okay, contact clues. What about you?
I kind of want to go Prime Minister.
Okay.
was my other option.
And then the second part, 10 years, 4 years, a millennium.
I'm gonna go millennium, maybe because it's a tweet. She's gonna be funny about it.
Okay. That's a good point.
My logic.
Logic.
Listen, I gotta go with the same thing here.
Okay, millennium?
blame you.
Yes.
Okay, wow, this is an interesting one. So, the first one is president. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
So that's 1 point for George, and that's 2.
I still have 2.
You still have
It's
2. Okay, but you guys are both wrong on the second one. The second one is 4 years.
Well, it's
President,
okay.
4 years.
Yeah.
Is that the last one?
That is the last
still
one.
win the game.
That's the
Hey,
last one.
congratulations.
But you guys are so
I'm
good.
no sore loser.
You guys
I
are so
get it.
good. You guys are so good. So, thank you so much for tuning in to Let's Keep It Real. Big shout out to my co-host and Paul, my other co-host, for joining me. Thank you guys for the assist. And I'm so glad you guys could join me. Until next time. Peace.
Hi, Kelsey Mead here reporting with Jeremy Rivera-Sanchez. We run around campus to see how people express themselves.
I love soccer. I love to play soccer, and I'm a Manchester United fan in England. And whenever my team leaves, I feel so bad. And what makes me happy is anytime I'm listening to music, I'm happy. So it kind of revives my spirit and revives my soul.
I'm gonna recite as much as I can of the first chapter of Harry Potter. Mr. and Miss Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were perfectly normal, thank you very much. In fact, they were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything unusual because they just didn't hold with such nonsense. Mr. Dursley worked at a firm called Grunnings that made drills. And Mrs. Dursley had too long of a neck that she used for craning over the fence to look at her neighbors, and that's all I got.
The opposite of pro is con. That fact is clearly seen. If progress means move forward, then what does Congress mean?
I'm expressing myself.
Just that Austin P. Can't nobody go on and stop me, man. Gotta be real, gotta do me. Cause you know, man, I'm here, man. We got the Austin P.